All right, guys, we want to talk for a moment about what's happening with the team. Frankly, we just had our best month in the last 26 months. So congratulations, let's hear a round of applause here. That's wonderful. Best month in 26 months. And here's the cool thing. You know, a lot of flex teams that you go to and a lot of just teams, you'll see like 10 or 12 people who do all the business. You know, like all you have to do is go to Zillow profile and you see it. This one did 10, this one did all right. What's cool about this is how many agents are doing business on the team. I don't know the exact number, Kathy, but I want to say like 26 or 28 agents put something in and another 28 agents closed something last month. This is just excellent, okay? It's a really high percentile. All that we want to do, that I want to do, because you're basically my kids, is train you how to do that every month. And that's where agents have so much struggle, is first of all, getting off the ground, and when you are off the ground, keeping that consistency. So without a shadow of a doubt, hey, Howard, good morning, buddy. Without a shadow of a doubt, the greatest resource we have is our relationship with Zillow. It is a unique relationship with one of the top teams in the nation. Just in case you don't know, Zillow's valued roughly around $9 billion right now. They are trimming their ranks also to make sure that they're more efficient. Just to give you an idea, EXP has about 1,800 corporate employees to support EXP. Zillow has 7,000. They're a monster. Compass, which to me is the most arrogant real estate company that I've ever seen in 50 years, largely due to the CEO. It's sort of like the Napoleon complex. And it's a shame because there's a lot of great agents there, but they have a Napoleon at the head. You know, Napoleon hired Robespierre and cut everybody's head off, and they just needed to prove how big he was, if you know what I'm talking about. So it's very sad. They have 3,200 employees. So it was 7,000. The impact they've had on the industry is enormous, and people just don't realize it. I want to give you, are people interested in my insights, by the way? If you're interested in my insights, just say hello real quick online, would you? If you want to hear me share this, come on, interact with me, let's go.
Very interested.
Watch this. You see a lot right now about do this on Google. How many of you have gotten something across your IG that says, do this on Google, do that on Google, pay us this month to place you on Google? How many of you are also aware, please interact with me online, show me thumbs up when it makes sense. How many of you are aware of people being negative about Zillow and doing videos and going, oh, they take so much money and yada, 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 yada. And you see all that negativity. How many of you are aware of that? Let me tell you something. As negative as people have been about Zillow is nothing compared to how negative you will be when Google opens Google Real Estate. Because right now, all the Google strategies are drawing all agents into believing that the utopia is being a Google agent. Google will turn to Google Real Estate 20 years before Zillow will own a brokerage. There's a prediction. You heard it from me. It will happen. So the relationship we have is extremely important for now and for the future. By the way, you also see a lot of promotion regarding AI, so that when people go into AI, like my favorites are Claude, Gemini, and ChatGPT. But when people go into AI and say, show me the local agent, there's a lot in that. And we have some information coming for you on that, on how to be that agent that when people say, hey, show me an agent in X area. I think that's much more important than Google. I think the likelihood of AI firms turning into real estate companies is probably 5%. The likelihood of Google turning a real estate company is 60 to 70%. The likelihood of Zillow opening a real estate company, of course they have a real estate company, but I mean operating like this, the likelihood of that's probably 10%, 15% maybe. So the biggest threat to the industry is not Compass, obviously, and it's not Zillow, it's actually Google. So where we need to go, guys, is be thinking about what happens when people interact with AI regarding my business. So all of that to say this, did you have something you needed, Kathy? No, you're good. All of that to say this, guys, we have this phenomenal relationship. Again, there's 250 million people who visit Zillow in a month. You do understand the scope of that, right? That the population of America is 365 million, 250 million people. It's pretty much every man and woman and not child. It's phenomenal, right? So we have that relationship. Does it cost us money? Yes, for 2 years. Can you imagine, guys, if you were pitched, hey, marry this girl, you love her, she'll only cost you money for 2 years. After that, everything's for free. I mean, every guy on the planet, isn't that an awful thing to say? Every guy on the planet would get married. They're expensive, these women, you know? But...
yeah, but the rewards are great.
Oh, I can't even describe the rewards, but we won't go there.
Speaking of Zillow, we do have Andrew on Zoom today.
Okay.
Zillow Home Loans.
Oh, fantastic. So we're getting to you in a minute. Yes, we're getting to you in a minute, Andrew. That's great. So hear me out here.
This is worth hearing.
I want to make this really clear. Our production is phenomenal. The structure that we're building with the hub leaders, we have Blake here today, and Ryan, Yair have come all the way from Orange County. Kathy sitting right here to my left. The production is phenomenal. The management systems we're putting in place is phenomenal. The local community, we're excited about everything. But I want to do a little bit of a mind shift with you. Are you guys ready? If you are, say yes. All right. Let's make it clear. And to understand this, go to Google and say, tell me about Zillow's fastest growing business. What do you think it is? Zillow. What do you think is their home loans? Then ask, what is the most profitable aspect of Zillow's business? What will Google tell you? Zillow Home Loans. So I want you to think intelligently. Stop thinking emotionally. Stop thinking like that idiot that just talked to you on YouTube that said that Zillow's the enemy. Just forget the idiots for a minute. Think like intelligent adults. Remember, you come to our team to become business people. So I talk to you not like agents, but like business partners. If you're one of your most profitable and fastest growing divisions, if you have a division is fastest growing and most profitable, what are you going to do? You're going to orientate people's attention towards it. So what you need to do is shift your mindset like this. If an escrow company refers you a client as an agent, what have you been taught you do with that client when you open escrow? If a title rep refers you somebody, what have you been taught as an agent that you do when that person goes into escrow? Home warranty, same thing, right? Our leads now, this is an announcement, do not come from Zillow. As of today. There's a shocker. You all stopped on your computers, didn't you? Like, Andrew, just join the team. Smart guy in the front of the room got it. Our leads actually, when you cut to the chase, come from Zillow Home Loans. Can they say that legally? No. But what matters is how a company operates, not what they say. Right? Does anybody in the room really care what Donald Trump or Joe Biden say? What you care about is what they do, because that affects everybody you know. Am I right or am I right? So a company has to say certain things, but in reality, what drives a company? Money. Because without that money, however much they have good relationships, if they lose money, they can't get any more relationships. And we understand this very clearly. Our leads come from Zillow Home Loans. Did you all get it? So from this day forward, it's not a matter of us persuading you to use Zillow Home Loans. As of a meeting that I had with Zillow this week, it is now a hard and fast requirement. First of all, it's moral. Secondly, it's ethical. Third, it's the tradition of our business. And fourth, the families that are in this team depend on you listening to me right now. Guadalupe has a little boy. Is Guadalupe on this call? If she's not, she will be soon. Guadalupe has a little boy. The decision you make when we trust you with a Zillow lead affects whether or not Guadalupe can feed that little boy. Aja's sitting right here. She has children, boys going to college. She converts Zillow leads. The financial stability of her family depends on the decisions you make, because we are all for one, one for all. And that's the way this team works. So I would like everybody to understand our leads come from Zillow Home Loans. If you do not make the effort to connect them with Zillow Home Loans and close that deal with Zillow Home Loans, you simply have voted with your feet. And I'm awfully sorry to say this, we will have to stop giving you Zillow leads, even spearheads. So when you receive a Zillow lead, you do everything that you're doing so well. You meet the client, you bam-fam the client, you do offers for the client, you in a kind way say to them, look, we're so grateful that Zillow referred you to us. And what I'd like to do right now is just get on the phone with somebody from their company and chat with them and see what we can do to get your payment the best possible. Not, hey, you need to call my loan officer. Did you hear? One of the things you'll learn in boot camp tomorrow is the nuance of what I say. There's a nuance in everything that I say. You're not taught nuance. Most Californians can't spell it because they didn't graduate from high school. It's a nuance. A nuance is saying something with a softness that is not, salesy, cheesy. Hey, I need to get you on the phone with my loan officer so I can get you pre-qualified. That is traditional real estate. It's now out of date, right? Look, I really care about your family. I want to be sure that you get the best payment possible. And I'm so grateful that Zillow referred you to us. I'm just going to get somebody from their company on the phone with you and chat with you. And I know you have your uncle giving you a loan. Let's see what they say so that we can just get you the best possible. Something like that. It's friendly, it's warm. Now, to go into that, I want to bring up this one page that is now going into, let's go to the next screen, is now going into your buyer pack. And you'll see this tomorrow in boot camp. And I want to make this really, really clear, okay? First of all, when you're showing a buyer a property, and it's Katie. I go, Katie, so happy you're here today. Love it you're getting yourself a home. We're going to get you that ocean view that you want. Now, when we close on that, I want to know that I've saved you as much money as possible. And do you know how we do that? Because you came to us from Zillow, and because we're one of the premier teams in the country, we've actually qualified for you to not pay an appraisal fee. Now, that uncle that you mentioned to me who's going to do your loan, his company requires that you write a check for $795 over the next 3 days because they won't order the appraisal unless they have it. But Zillow doesn't charge an appraisal fee. Did you know that, Katie? Second thing is, most lenders make money by what's called points on the front of the loan. And you'll see it. Ask your uncle for the loan estimate. If he hasn't given you one, you need to ask for it, okay? And what a loan estimate shows you is the points. Now, a point is a percentage point. So if a lender says, I'll charge you 1%, we're looking at a $900,000 house. You're putting 10% down, that's $810,000. You are going to pay $8,100 in a point, plus a processing fee, plus an underwriting fee, which is approximately $10,000. Now, because we're a premium team with Zillow, you have got your closing fees capped at $1,500. So that's $10,000, $1,500. Free appraisal, that's another $795. And because of the power of Zillow, they have a rate match guarantee. So I understand that you're committed to the family member, and if you're okay writing them a check for 10 grand, no problem. But you're going to pay for that family member for the next 30 years. Now, let me tell you something. When you speak with people like this, in this tone, they respect you. When they say, oh, I've got a family friend, and you acquiesce, they know immediately that you're weak. And when it comes to physical inspection, they're going to push you around. When it comes around to a request for repairs, they're going to push you around. But when you make it clear at the beginning, I am here. None of this BS that you see on Instagram. I don't care about the logos on a car. I care about what's coming out of my pocket for the next 360 months. So let's make it really clear. First of all, our leads, 900 of them a month. And they literally said, a number of you were in the meeting, they said to us, Andrew, we want to send you 1,000 leads. Your agents need to understand what our requirements are. So you have to understand 900 leads a month. That's, let's call it 10,000 a year. At an average of what, $700,000? You realize that's $7 billion worth of business? Oh no, Andrew, I'm just going to do personal. Do your personal business. We will help you build your personal business. After 2 years, if you're doing what I say, and you're sending out newsletters, after 2 years, did you know you don't pay a Zillow referral fee? After 2 years? But when these leads come in from Zillow, guys, let's make it really clear. Doug, I want to let you know, because of the size of our team, you do not have to pay an appraisal fee. That's going to save you $795. Instead of paying a point, it's $1,500 capped because of our team, because of how much business we bring to Zillow, and they have a rate match guarantee. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm just going to get on the phone. I'm going to chat with one of the chaps. In fact, Andrew is a friend of mine there, and I'm going to chat with Andrew, and he's going to chat with you, and let's see how much money we can save you. There isn't a buyer on the planet who wouldn't say yes to that. And let me tell you, high net worth individuals like me, you come to a high net worth individual like me and say, you're going to save me $10,000, I listen. It's only the guys, you know, the rapper who just got his first album and has got so much money, all he does is spend it on whatever. They don't have education. But most people who build up wealth have education. It may not be college education, it's financial education. They're not led by flash, they're led by structure. So we're going to talk a minute about luxury and where we're going with luxury listings and luxury deals, but I want to bring this home. Andrew, are you there for us?
Good morning. How's everybody doing?
Andrew, we're doing great, buddy. Would you like to just take out a couple of minutes, man, introduce yourself? Do we have Andrew's number to put up on the screen? So here is one of our Zillow Home Loan officers who is here to help. Andrew, thank you for joining us today. You got a couple of minutes, my friend, to share with the team.
There, I just put my number in the chat. Yeah, so I've been here for a year. So, you know, people, they want a loan officer that's consistent. I'm all about the relationship. I won't talk about my chickens and goats. And
We don't need to know that.
yeah. And so chickens are dirty. And so, yeah, so I've been here for a year. I've had a lot of success here. I think that part of the reason that I have is because I really focus on the relationship. I'm all about, there's a lot of agents here that they stick with me. They're not shopping around for who's available. They wait for me. If they text me, and if I'm not, if they need someone urgently, you know, and I tell them, hey, like, I'm not going to be available for the next few hours and they need someone right away, I understand that. But for the most part, like, we're locked in. Like, they rely on me. I rely on them. They text me. I text them back. They want to connect their buyer with me, and I'm their go-to. And that's what I'm about in this business is relationship building. I'll say, you guys, I closed a loan with Chris last month. We closed early, Chris Riffle, and I was up against two other lenders, a cross-qual lender and a Bank of America. You know, I beat both of them out. We closed a transaction early. The buyers were super happy. We got them into their home. You had two other closings with us, Guadalupe and Thomas Santiago. So thank you for your business. We appreciate it. Just some wins that we had in the month of July. I just wanted to call those out. Thanks. And we have some locks going right now. And I can't get into details, but you know, our product suite is going to be expanding over the next 6 months, and we're going to be able to bring more things to the table for you guys. And I think that that's really important moving forward. We need that, you need that. And I mean, listening to you talk about your commitment to ZHL, that's so great. With the relationships that I have with the people that use me, um, like I'm always that they're going to the front of the line. Like if I'm getting these referrals and they're like the people that I'm closing loans with, obviously, and like the people that are my go-to agents, and they're like you were saying, people have uh children that they're putting through college and they have to put food on the table and all that. So like these agents that I'm locked in with, like when they're referring to me, they're getting the fastest response time. They're my partners. We're locked in, and um, they're my best relationships. They're
So
giving
Andrew,
me S
Andrew,
they're
let me
giving me
just
SOI referrals. They're giving me referrals that aren't Zillow leads, And so that's just something that I'd like to point out. Like I'm all about the relationship and relationship building.
to watch, guys. Everything in our business is relationship driven. So I'm going to give you practical tips now. Now, listen, I go on Spearhead every day with Blake. Blake and I hammer Spearheads. We pass out about $15 million worth of leads a day, right? And the most common thing we see is that there's a relationship break. And the agents who are not being spearheaded, there's a relationship strength. So the relationship with Andrew, with Howard Cho, the relationship with these loan officers is crucial. Don't wait until you're desperate at the last minute going, oh my God, who was that Zillow Home Loan officers? Make that relationship with them. Now, what do I mean by this? Can I give you a practical thing that I did are you interested in what I did for 37 years? Yes? I'm gonna tell you. On the way to every buyer appointment, on the way, I will call Marshall Parsons. This was over here at RE/MAX. I was 29th with a net, 29th in the world for RE/MAX. That's kind of a big deal, by the way. Out of 126,000 agents at that time, we were 29. Right here in Temecula. Our loan officer was Marshall Parsons. And on the way to the appointment, I would call Marshall and say, Marshall, I'm going to meet Javier and his wife, Maria. I want them to get into a home. I need you to talk to them while they're in the car. And I need you to tell me within 10 minutes of the call, verbally, what you think they qualify for. And that's what Marshall would do. 113 times in 1 year, he closed a loan with me.
It's amazing.
Right. So I'm looking for you guys. I'm suggesting to you, copy from people who've done it. So listen closely. When you're on your way, don't wait at the last minute. Text Andrew. Look, he's an experienced, established mortgage professional. Text him. Andrew, it's Katie. Andrew, it's Jenny. I'm on my way to meet Daniel. Just want to let you know, give you a heads up. I'm showing him at 2. Will you be available to take a call? Now, if you're in the home and you've preempted Andrew, would you take that call?
Yeah, I would.
That's what you mean by
I will
relationship.
let you know. If I cannot, I will let you know, hey, I can't. I'm going to see the Odyssey Sunday afternoon. Can't take the call.
Yeah, don't, by the way, it's awful. So anyway, so Andrew, I'm just asking everybody, we need to shift our mentality. We are partners with the largest real estate tech company on the planet. Their most profitable division is Zillow Home Loans. Money drives business. And relationships, if they don't yield money, you don't have a business, you have a charity, and that's called church. Well, actually, they make a shit ton of money now, too. Anyway, so the bottom line is this. Build the relationship, my friends. And when you're on your way to the appointment, I want to see it in the notes in FUB. And by the way, let's just touch on this with FUB really quickly. Zillow spent, and I'm not going to nitpick over details, but roughly $400 million on Follow-Up Boss. Why do you think that is? Because they know they're the biggest. They know they're going to be much, much bigger. Wait till Zillow completes all of their deals with Chat, Claude, and Gemini, and let's see if people will come running to Zillow for leads. Zillow realized that they needed to know what do agents do. Who do they call? Who do they speak to? Who do they have relationship with? So many of you will say, Andy, I'm doing that from my cell phone. That's a problem. FUB is on your cell phone. So when you're talking with the client, you either tap on them in Messenger or you tap on them in messages in FUB. It's one tap. So now our growth advisors, Zillow Home Loans, can look at who you're talking to, when you're talking to them. And don't you think that at the end of the month, Zillow goes, now let's see. We've got Daniel over there, and we've got Mirka, and we've got these folks over there. Let's have a look at how much time they spent in communications with our client this month. That's exactly what they do.
And if you want to send a text message after you send a Zillow message, you can do that. Text messages will open up.
So you hear that, guys? All right, so I'm going to get off this for a minute, and Kathy's going to talk a little bit more. Andrew, you probably want to hear what Kathy said if you've got 2 more minutes. We appreciate you. I remember talking to you a year ago. I'm looking forward to doing more business with you.
I just want to mention one more thing. Sean Conroy has moved on to greener pastures. He's not here. I know a lot of you are working with him. So if you need someone to lean on, please let me know. He's no longer at Zillow Home Loans. I'm here for you. Let me know what you need.
So I want to say something with that as well. Zillow is kind of doing what we're doing in this team, right? We're filtering through right now, filtering through who are the ones who are really wanting to be the number one team in America, and who are the ones that don't. And the ones that don't, we don't have time for them right now, so we're kind of letting them go. And the ones who do, we're putting this kind of effort and training in. I'm personally going to sit here for 5 hours and train agents tomorrow. It's that important to me and to our team. And as a result, the team's growing. Kathy, you wanted to say something, please?
Good morning.
Thanks for having me.
You might be able to hear me now. Good morning, guys. And we're going to continue on with Zillow Home Loans. This is so important to our business, and it's important to yours. Now, we are doing a phenomenal job of getting those pre-approvals.
Yes,
we were 5 over last month. The month before, we were over as well. And so this is what I look at every day, just so you guys can see it. So for July, we got 26, get 21. So we were 5 over. 25 the month before, 14, 30, 26. See all these pre-approvals? You guys are doing phenomenal. Now for the bad news. The bad news is we aren't getting these closed, and this is affecting us. And for us to get 26 pre-approvals, we closed 3. We closed 4. We closed 3. This is not where we want to be. And we just had a meeting with Zillow, and this is what we were called out on. And everyone kept going, we need more pre-approvals. I go, stop. We're good on the pre-approvals. We need to get these closed. So, you know, what's going to happen going forward is, and these are all the people, so I know who is getting these pre-approvals, and I also know who's not. So I'm not going to call people out that aren't, but if you have a deal that you sent to Zillow Home Loans, or you have a deal that you know you can't send, put in a note. Put in a note, because your team leader needs to see why you didn't send it there or why they couldn't do it. And when you put that there, Zillow sees that, because Zillow comes to us and says, well, you know, Glenn didn't send it over. There's no notes. Why didn't he send it over? Well, I can't say why, because I don't know. You didn't put in the note. So, you know, I can have your back if you're putting in your notes. So make sure you're doing that. Like here, Bailey, great job. Wasn't ready on the first visit. We'll bring it up again. Those are the notes we want to see. Great job. So our going forward, as people get something pre-approved, I'll be letting their hub leader know. Mr. Sievers, you've got one that's a pre-approval. I expect that to get closed. So I'll have Mirka follow up with you throughout the month.
Guys, can we get this working?
It's working.
Okay. You guys can hear me online okay? Look, I hate to be graphic like that, but in our culture, girls, how many of you like guys who cheat? No? Oh, I just heard a few uhs in the room, right? Girls, what percentage of guys do you think cheat? 99%. Oh, so Katie says too many. Jenny says 99. Can I see some numbers online? Let's have some fun for a minute. What percentage of guys cheat in your opinion, girls? Let me see. Come on, throw up some numbers. What are you seeing online? What do I see? Here we go. 80%. Look at this. 50%. What does it say here? 70, 50%. Come on. What percentage? 75%. What percentage of guys cheat? Come on. If they had an opportunity to cheat and would not get caught, what percentage of guys would cheat? None, says Mai. You're sweet, love. You must be 12. Christopher. All right. I love you, Mai. I'm just teasing you. Brent, 80%. All right. Chat is delusional. So now watch this. So just so you guys know that we're human, right? We're talking business. I want to ask you a question, guys. Guys, if a girl is given an opportunity to cheat, and there's guarantee that she will not be caught. Here we go. I want to see this on screen.
100%.
What percentage of women will cheat? Not Kathy, because she's weird. What percentage will cheat? Chris says 100%. What percentage of women? Really? I am shocked at this. Steve Gray says 1,000%. Okay, all right. Come on. Guys, what percentage of women would cheat if they were given the opportunity? Joseph Post says 75. It's at 20%, 40%. See, honestly, Anna says 100,000%.
Wow.
Right, here's my point. Does the world like cheaters?
No.
So if somebody says to you, I'm going to bring you 900 opportunities a month, and you pre-approve with them, and at the last minute you switch, and you tell us, oh, it's because it was an uncle, and we know you're lying to us, you're now a cheater. Our leads come from Zillow Home Loans. Now, I'm going to give you a piece of news. They often don't speak Spanish. I know. They often don't speak Spanish. That's why we got Javier sitting in Corona every day of the week. That's why Arelvia is sitting on the edge of her chair constantly, because very often these loan officers don't speak Spanish. Very often Zillow won't do what's called a non-qualifying mortgage, which is a non-Fannie, non-Freddie, non-FHA, non-VA. This is about 40% of our closings. So there's a massive opportunity for the mortgage lenders. Now, are you going to cheat again? And go, Zillow couldn't do it, but I got another girlfriend on the side? She doesn't have an office. She doesn't have training. She doesn't welcome me every week. She doesn't have Kathy. She doesn't have hub leaders. She doesn't have TWT agents. She doesn't provide me leads every month, but she does talk to me nicely. So I'm going to cheat with her. That's exactly what's happening on our team. So I say that to you in love. Zillow is earnest right now. This whole industry is fighting for position. Zillow will come out on top, I guarantee you, and we're going to be their primary partner nationwide. So let's make it easy for Kathy, not hard, and easy for your hub leaders, and above all else, let's be good moral individuals.
Yeah. So going forward, just to wrap it up, going forward, please make sure that you are following up with your loan officer. You know, they're not dealing with just you. They're dealing with a lot of other agents. So make sure you're following up with them. Make sure when you keep everybody in an email together throughout, it keeps that everybody together. And that way you don't lose that lender. So keep them all in an email together. If you can't use Zillow Home Loans for some reason, this one's great. All cash buyer in mobile home. Needed a Spanish speaker. They don't have a Spanish speaker, but I know Guadalupe found somebody. So reach out to me if you need one. That doesn't mean we can bombard this person. So we'll
Can I interject on this for a second? Would you mind?
Absolutely.
Yeah, so we put a lot of time into these pre-approvals, and we actually have metrics where our management, they require us to follow up on these pre-approvals every 7 days. And if they hold it against us if we don't. So when we're talking to these buyers at 8 o'clock on a Sunday night, we do the pre-approval. We're working really hard on it. We follow up with them for 3 months. And then at the last minute, they go and work with another lender. We're people. It hurts. We're
I understand that.
We put so much time into it. And so it's disheveling to us as loan officers. So I really appreciate that. And then the same is true. If we can't do it, Like I have one right now and they're better off on VA, and I'm telling the agent like, hey, like they have a 600 score. I can't do it. Go take them VA. It's their best route. Like you should listen to us and we're telling you, hey, I'm not your best option. Go somewhere else, you know? Like this isn't your best, gonna be
Right,
your best.
right.
We want
Totally.
you to make the money, close the transaction, have the path of least resistance, and have a smooth transaction from the get-go with your buyer.
Got
And
it.
that's all
Got
that I
it.
have to say about that. Like, we definitely don't want to try to put a square peg in a round hole. And
All
that's
right,
what
we
I'll
got
say
it. We
about
got,
that.
I hate to cut you off, Andrew, but
Yeah.
we got to keep this moving. So guys, you got the message. We need those pre-approvals, but we need you to close them. So your hub leader, as soon as I see it posted that you've got one, I'll be letting them know so that they can help you get this closed with Zillow Home Loans. So if your client is coming back with any objections, they can help get it done. So thank you guys. Really appreciate your hard work on this.
Thank you, Kathy. Thank you, Andrew. Just give Andrew a round of applause. Appreciate you, buddy. Thank you so much. All right, so once again, guys, all of your Zillow Home Loan and mortgage lenders right here are on TWT agents. Frank just walked in. We are just looking for a team where people realize they're part of a whole. We want to help you. You help each other. That's the kind of team we want. And can I be honest with you guys? It's unusual with teams. Really is. We want to be a unit. So there you go. It's Andrew's details, Howard's details I think you've got as well. They're all on TWT agents. Now I want to touch on another subject. Azure, you have something, love? Yes. As of, I think, are they done today? Is it done today or not?
No, but we'll put them in the ones that are already sitting.
So as of today, the buyer packs will include that ZHL flyer. So you should be giving that to all of your clients, right? By the way, listen, kids, you give that to them up front when you're showing them a home. It's not difficult to make the introduction, right? Hey, by the way, while we're looking at homes, I just want you to know, how many buyers know that they're going to pay $795 in an appraisal fee in the first 72 hours, right? You get it. All right, so I'm going to move on from this. There's another huge subject. Here's where I want, are you interested in where I'm coming from on this as a team lead? Yes? Well, you know where I'm coming from. What's really sad to me is when I see 900 opportunities come in and I look at the database and I see another, our total database, 103,000 buyers and sellers, but just from Zillow pushing 35,000. And I see it and I see an agent slip away after 60 or 90 days. And then suddenly Blake and I have literally somebody left. By the way, a ton of people join us as well. It's no big deal. But somebody left who had not been able to convert Zillow leads, who had 700 leads in their system and could not convert one. Within 5 days of them leaving, Blake put one in escrow. Now, what's the point I'm trying to make? Now, Katie and I were just talking about this morning. You're working hard, guys. I know it's hard work. You know why? Because I did it for nearly 4 decades. I know it's hard work. The grind piece, the minute you either compromise on the grind or stop the grind, you're talking yourself out of the business. And you're going to see somebody online that goes, all you have to do is go to a new home and you're going to make $200,000 a year. It's nonsense. You know how it's nonsense? Just go to CAR or NAR and ask them how many agents made over $200,000 last year, and it ends the argument. Keep consistent, because at 90 days, it turns. Now agents come to me and say, oh, Andrew, I tried this for 90 days. And I go into FUB and I go, how much time does Daniel, I'm just going to pick him out because he knows he does well, so I'm going to pick him out so nobody gets offended. How much time did Daniel spend in FUB over the last 90 days? And you know when people leave, I find out it's like an hour, 2 hours. Then I go into the database and say, how many messages did that person send? And I say, distinguish between automated and manual messages. You'll find maybe 20 manual messages after 90 days. So it only works if you fill the tank up with gas. So fill the tank up with gas up front. You, love, you're going to jump, forget your girlfriend's name here. Hey, oh, I've talked online. So Haley is going to jump on Spearheads, and in Spearhead, she's going to pull down Spearhead leads and fill up her database that she's then going to use with push notifications, which you'll learn about this tomorrow, and I will teach you a system that you will fill up a pipeline. But if you come to me after 90 days and say, Andrew, you told me I could get to Utah, and I ran out of gas, and I say, how much did you put in? You say a quarter of a tank. I'm like, what are we talking about here? You have to put in a full tank of gas. Now, when you put in that full tank, and we will fill your tank. Now, I understand many of you have jobs, there's side hustles. A couple of times a week, you make a call. I mean, I'm glad you're here, but that's bloody tough. You're hoping that a divine being or a friend you know will refer you somebody and that somehow you get to close them. You're relying on that. That's very old school. We want to create a machine for you. Now, you've all heard the words follow-up, and you go, oh, here we go. It's a team lead talking about follow-up. I want you to make money. I want to give you an example here. So I'm going to ask Dominic to join me, grab a microphone, turn it on, and I'm going to interview you rather than making you, or you want to sit there? Yes? As you want. Actually, come up here, bro, because I want them to see you. Sit where Nettie is. I want to give you an idea of this. Now, let's be very clear here. So I'm now really talking to the agents who want to produce here, right? Not the agents who are going to complain because they paid a $100 ISA fee. Not the agents who are going to complain because we sent them 700 leads, but they had a fee of $150. Now, we're going to talk about the small mindset in just a minute. I'm going to talk about the small mindset and the big mindset, right? Guys, I want to ask right now, and I'd like to see a show of hands online. How many of you like to be known as Little Andrew? A girlfriend says, hi, my girlfriend recommended you for a date. She calls you Little John. Guys, how many of you would like that? How many of you would like it if a girlfriend said to her girlfriend, hey, this is a really great guy for a date. He's really kind. His name is Big Bob. Every guy, sorry girls, but this is just the way men are built. Every guy would like that. Now, what about your mind? Hi, this is little Katie. Little Katie worries about what's right in front of her every day. All she thinks about is her bills being paid. All she thinks about is what went right and wrong and $50 here and $20 there, and that's how she runs her life. She's going to die with a little brain. Wah, wah. I can always get her when I need a good complaint. I can always get her to pick up the phone when I need to criticize somebody. She puts one in escrow and goes to Cabo San Lucas for a week every time. All that says is that Katie has a small vision. Now, I'm going to talk about big vision in just a minute. But my point here is this. You want to make money. The money is in the tools that we teach you in boot camp and every Monday, every Tuesday, every Thursday, every Friday in Spearhead. We teach you these things. What should I actually do? And almost everybody on this call, at least 50% of you, think you know what I'm going to say already, but you don't because you were trained by people who are 50 years out of date. What's that guy's name, the little man?
Honey, you don't need to say it.
What is his name? Tom Ferry. First of all, he's never sold a house. Secondly, his dad was an ace, and I learned from his dad. And he's small, so small people have this thing. But here's the point. He teaches you what they did years ago. Well, Katie, you're so important, you need to time block. No, we live in an age that happens right now. And you say, Andrew, you've said this 100 times. Okay, I'm going to keep saying it until you show me that you hear it. Now, here comes a follow-up. So we were doing Spearheads, and we came across a lead of Dominic's. And I want you to see this as just an example. Dominic, do you remember when this lead came in, Wade Mollison?
Yeah, I think it was like last Wednesday.
All right, brother. And do you remember what you were doing when the lead came in? You probably don't, but I'm just curious.
Yeah, honestly, I do
Was it
not.
Spearhead, or was it a live lead that came to you?
Yes, it was a live lead.
It came at 11:17 on a Saturday morning. All right? See it right there? Now, what did Dominic immediately do? Now, some of you, when the leads are spearheaded, you go, look in my notes. And the notes say, showed them property. The notes say, have a friend who's a realtor. That's it. And I know it's not that I'm mad when I see that. I know, I say to myself, unless I can train that agent better, they are going to fail. I want them to succeed. How many team leaders do you know that for 2 hours a day, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday, sit with 20 agents on a call passing out leads? How many team leaders do you know who do that? I don't know one. Because they're all at conferences running book series saying how great they are. What I want is for you to convert leads. So Dominic writes this note. We talked about financing. We talked about earnest money deposit. We talked about contingencies. Briefly let him know about the process of offers, counteroffers, small little cliff notes as I gave him his buyer packet.
That's amazing. Just that.
What do you all think? Let me see online. If you think that's cool, give me a thumbs up, right? Nobody? Yeah, see? Yes. So look at it. We talked about contingencies, briefly let him know about the process of offers, counteroffers, and I gave him his buyer pack. How long did that take you, bro?
That's 2 sentences of a conversation when I said hello.
And where do you do that usually? You do it in the driveway, you do it in the home. Where do you do that usually?
I always do it in the home. I know there's been a whole bunch of controversy about we need a BRBC sign before we show people homes.
Yeah.
Well, if you actually look into Assembly Bill 2992, it says when applicable, or when the best opportunity is. And
So I think everybody missed that. Assembly Bill what?
2992.
Go into your Google right now and say, what's Assembly Bill 2992? What does it say? See, you're treating this like a normal real estate training. That's a huge mistake. We're giving you nuggets that are going to make you money. Assembly Bill 2992. If you look at it, it says what, Dom?
It says like when the best opportunity is. And for me, the best opportunity is right before I write an offer. So
that's for the BRBC. You understand that? Most agents think they must have a BRBC before they let somebody into a home. That is NAR regulation. It is not the state of California's regulation. Do you all get that? All right, keep going, my brother.
So I use that as a pivot to every other agent. If you meet somebody else, they're going to ask you to sign this document and lock you in for 3 months before they even show you anything. Me, I won't do that. I'll make you feel comfortable, and if you like the way I work and you trust me, then we can work together, and that's when I'm going to present that to you.
All right, I come up to you and I go, hey, Haley, I'm going to let you into this home. The law's changed. I need you to sign a document committing to me for 90 days, okay? It's no big deal. Please sign here. Who would you work with, me or him? Exactly. Because it's relational right away. Now, I don't know how many out of the 50 or so people and the people in the room here and so on that heard that. But that's how you make money. Oh, but Tom Ferry told me otherwise. Yeah, but he doesn't know anything about real estate. He's not out there hustling every day selling properties. He didn't become 29th in the world for RE/MAX selling property. He didn't sell 312 homes to an investor in 1 year. That's what I did. But somehow people will pay him $3,000, $4,000. And I don't have something against him. I'm just against agents believing in something that doesn't work. This is what works. So now look at the next thing it says in his notes. I showed him the comparables of this listing and homes like this within a mile. Listen to this. And look, before you dismiss this and go make yourself another coffee, you want to make money in our company. Are you showing up with a 30,000-foot view of the property that you're showing? Andrew, I got it on the road. Great. Then just do it online on your cell phone. I do. So tell us about this showing comparables of the listing.
I always bring I think it's called a one-line report.
Exactly right.
From the MLS within a mile of the comparable properties, basically a 30,000-foot view. What is the expanded view? So this client knows that you're not just talking out of your ass, you're actually backing up with documents and information what you're saying. So it's a double, but it's a one printout of everything within half a mile, comparable to this, so that I can show what the market is doing, how many have sold, active, under contract. So he has a view, and then we can go over slight things of numbers, because they're always going to ask you, is this a good value for this home?
100%. And what are you going to say? Oh, yeah. Is it a great time to buy? Oh, yeah. That's why we have such a bad reputation, because we're just going to, right? You understand? But when you show, Haley, this is a huge thing. We call it the 30,000-foot view. So you're going to, for example, you're going to know that you show homes in North San Diego County a lot, or you show homes in Central San Diego a lot, or you show homes in, I don't know, bro, Irvine a lot, right? So you just run to the MLS and say, show me sales last 90 days, Irvine, go up to map, pull out a radial search, put the radial search around Irvine, it will give you a return. Go up to print report, select single line agent report. You're going to get a landscape page with 20 or 30 listings on it, and it will show you green arrows up or red arrows down, and you will see on one page how long homes are selling for and what their average selling price is. You print that out, and every Irvine lead you've got it in your sales box in the back of the car. You give it to your client. Hey, Richard, great to meet you today. We're going to look at homes in Irvine. Wanted you to know I did a little bit of work like Dominic does. And here's what we call our 30,000-foot view. This is everything that's sold in Irvine under $1.3 million in the last 90 days to give you an idea of what the values are. So when we make an offer together, Richard, you are fully educated on what's happening with the market. Here's a copy for you, okay? Would you like me to text you a PDF as well? I will beat you every time. I will beat you and whip you down.
No, you won't.
Do you understand why? Because it's intelligence. So you have this data in the MLS, and Dominic's using it right here. That when you show up and you're showing maybe in Santa Ana, maybe you're showing in Rancho Cucamonga, and you've got a one-line report. And again, do you want me to run it by you really quick? Because I said it very fast.
It's a very, very quick, easy way to do a CMA. So instead of doing the full CMA like right before, because we meet clients in 2-3 hours,
exactly,
you just click 5 different things, print this out, and then you can look at it and go, oh, I know how to read this, then I can explain it. And then you can do an actual CMA.
He asked if it costs money to put in an offer, and I told him no. It only costs a little bit of your information, a little bit of time, LOL. That's when I started talking to him about the process, and I also let him know what I would send him, that I would send him an offer contract. Listen to this. I would send him an offer contract so that way we can go over it as like a practice offer. So if this is not the place and we do find a place, he's comfortable with the offer making process and we can just get right to it. He mentioned he spoke with his dad and other people, obviously when he was talking about looking at a place and buying something or starting the process. And one of the first things he told me is his dad told him to look at places for about 6 months and then you can make your decision. And that's when I reiterated and identified his dad saying, that's a great idea what he's telling you. Embrace the process, learn what you can learn by going to look at different homes, different areas, different styles. That's a freaking note right there. Now, let me ask you this. How many of you think Dominic typed that note? Show them your fingers, Dominic.
With all of my fingers, every callus on my hand. No, I'm just
How many of you think he typed that note?
Not at all.
Right? So when you make these notes, tap note, voice to text, you can see that he dictated that, right? Because of the syntax. But put that note in there. Now, who benefits from that note? Management, 1. Zillow, 2. He'll get more leads, 3. 4, Dominic, because now he can look back and see what's going on because I'm willing to sell him 100 leads. Now he knows what's going on with his clients. This is beyond excellent. And by the way, no, we did not set this up. It came up in Spearhead. Do you think we spearheaded this lead? Obviously not. Now have a look at comms. So in FUB, we always say go to comms, text, call through your comms. So now we go into comms. Look, it's right there, comms. You see it? We went into comms. What does it say? Go ahead, Dominic, take over.
Obviously, he was messaging back and forth. One of the first messages on there is, why are there so many people contacting me? So all I said was I reiterated that it was our team. We just wanted to make sure we're giving you the best service possible. Everybody on there is to look out for you, so that's how I was able to meet you today. And then we just had conversations back and forth. And after everything I talked to him about in the home and what I wrote notes on, I did, and then I sent him multiple messages, not just bombarding him with everything at once. So at different points of contact, so that if he was busy during the day, he could see one. If he forgot about it, then he could have it on the top of his phone.
All right. How many of you think, I'd like to see a show of hands online and in the room, how many of you think that this follow-up is pretty flawless? Yes? All right. Now, Dominic's a friend of mine. I want to ask you this, and let's see online. And if in the room you know, look at this follow-up grid. Where was it not flawless? Dom and I have had this conversation. Huh? Where was it not flawless? Does anybody know? So we got it twice in the room. Online, guys, come on, there's 53 of you. Where is the flaw in this? Good, Thomas.
I don't see a recommendation to Zillow Home Loans.
So there's two things. Number one, there's no, and this is from the executive vice president of TML. But if you don't have Frank's number in your phone, guys, you're insane. This guy knows 4 times more than Marshall. Marshall did 113 loans for me in a year. So you all need to have Frank's number in your phone. Let me have it again. Frank, hit me. 949 933 0373. Type it into the feed, executive vice president of the mortgage lenders. But there's no referral here to ZHL. It should be in the link. In addition to that, I want to bring to your attention one thing. Now, am I trying to nitpick Dominic? No, I'm not stupid. But look under tasks. Under tasks, I saw this lead on August the 2nd. The last task was August the 1st, set up a property alert. So there was no future task. So let me ask you this. If Dominic had 25 of these, how would he remember exactly what to do for all 25 people?
He wouldn't.
Exactly. So I called Dom, very nice, and said, bro, this is amazing. Would you please do a piece in the training? By the way, always remember to set up a future alert or a future meeting. Because, watch, did you know that roughly 30% of the business we close comes from spearheads? Listen to me. 30% of what we close comes from spearheads. And out of the spearheads, 85% of them did not have a future task. And when they do have a future task, I can guarantee you the likelihood of conversion goes up 300 to 400%. So if you're into math like I am, and you want to be unemotional and just make money, follow what makes money. Dominic, is there anything else you want to share on this, bud, before we move on?
No.
I just make a round of applause. We appreciate him. Thanks for letting me put you on the spot, bud. Good job.
The
All right.
follow-up tasks are there, though, by the way.
Something else I want to share with you here. Please make sure the audio is ready to go on this. Here's another thing, kids. Listen to me closely, please. Many of you are working super hard on these follow-ups, and we go in on Spearhead. By the way, Spearheads, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. We pass out, I don't know how many, $10, $15 million worth of leads every day. If your pipeline isn't full, this is where you need to be. And agents are making appointments every day. And at 9:30, Blake sends you through a script training, a conversion training every day for half an hour. Sometimes it's one person on it. I don't understand that. Why, if you join the team to convert leads and you don't have something in escrow, why would you not be here? It's like living in Sweden, saying you want a suntan, and somebody drives you to the beach and you don't get out of the car. It just doesn't make sense. We want you to get tanned. Of course, you go a lot of ways racially there with that, but you better not go there. Anyway, so you get my point. Frank's laughing in the corner at this white boy talking. Okay, one thing that I see in a lot of the follow-ups is this. You will send what we call a digital footprint, which is, hey, just got home from dropping the kids off at school. I found this property. Thought you might like to see it. Let me know. I've taught that 1,000 times. I'm going to teach it in boot camp tomorrow. And even though I've taught it, 8 times out of 10, the agent says, I noticed you were looking at this property. Would you like to see it? And yet I've taught for 3 years. Please don't do that. Because if I say, Aja, I noticed that you're looking at property and I see that you're looking at this one here. Would you like to see it? She immediately thinks I'm a stalker. And that's why I say do something personal. Hey, just got back from the gym. I was online. I was thinking about you. Hey, guess what, Haley? Just got back from the gym. Haley, I was thinking about you, and I just saw this home. Don't know if it's right for you or not. Wanted to send you a picture of it. I hope that's okay. Now, would she look at that? She's like, this guy's thinking about when he got back from the gym, and he sent me a property? I think that's super cool. A lot of you say, oh, I'm dropping my kids off at school. A lot of you say, oh, I've got another job. Hey, I'm just on break from a job that I have. And on break, I was thinking about you. And I found this home. I think it's great for you. What do you think? It's that personal touch that people will respond to. Now, in addition to that, the most effective form of communication is what, guys? First of all, how many of you believe that email is the most effective form of communication? 10 years ago. Zillow actually said to me, Andrew, we would like to phase email out of our operation. They won't yet. But they realize because they're future thinking. Agents, by the way, our industry is definitely embedded in the past, right? So listen, is email the most effective way of communication? No. What's the most effective way of communication? I bet you not one of you will get it right.
The way they're communicating.
Oh,
Doug said the way they're communicating with you. So if they text, you text back. If they video, you video back. Now, outside that absolutely perfect protocol, in terms of technology, what's the most powerful way to communicate with somebody? All right, so I've got direct message, social media, very powerful. What else is powerful? Text message, I agree. Diminishing, though. Diminishing. What else? In-app communication. Did you know that? So all the big companies are going towards this because if somebody downloads the app, they've got their data. And the app can communicate with them without permission because they've already given permission. Therefore, the text laws and the spam laws cannot apply because they've already requested that information by downloading the app. And when you communicate through an app, there is trust built up, and yet very few of you message them back through the Zillow app. So if they're messaging through Zillow, it drops into FUB. If you message them back through FUB using the same number that they messaged through Zillow, it goes back to them in their Zillow app, and they know immediately that you're the real thing. Did you know that? Now, let me ask you this. What's more powerful? What is the most powerful, one of the most powerful social media platforms that's developed over the last 10 years, and what media do they use? Before TikTok, love. Before Instagram. Before Facebook. Just after Facebook. MySpace. We know Daniel's old as he looks now. Okay, what else?
MySpace.
You're getting there, MySpace. You guys are missing it. Billions of views a day. YouTube. I actually have a video at home. It's stored on one of my hard drives of the founders of YouTube. And they're sitting like in a college apartment. It's a crazy video. And they got T-shirts on, they look all sloppy. And they're talking to an investor. And the investor is saying, they said, oh, we actually had 69 people watch our views in the first week. Watch our videos. And look at YouTube today. So obviously, people want to watch videos. Hence, Instagram. Right? How many of you do reels more than posts? Right? Obviously, right? So, and I've shared this many, many times, guys, when I go into your grids on Spearhead, I see the same messages over and over again. I rarely see a video message. Did you know that in FUB, you tap on the client, you tap on the blue dot. When you tap on the blue dot, you tap on the plus. On the plus, it says record video. I'll show this tomorrow. We don't have time in this training, but listen to me, please. If you're listening, can I see a thumbs up? I want to see who's got me in the background and who's listening. In the room? Yes? Yes? I've got one person listening to me. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay, watch. So Katie's my client. I notice Katie's looking at property. I tap on Katie. When I tap on Katie, I tap on the blue dot. That's the bubble that shows messaging. We're all familiar with that now, unless we're brain dead. Tap on that blue dot. You tap on the blue dot, a plus sign comes up in the bottom left-hand corner. Tap on the plus sign, it says record video. Tap on record. Hi, Katie, this is Andy. Hey, I just got back from a round of golf. I admit I play too much. But I was in the clubhouse drinking a Stella, and I was thinking about you, and I noticed this property. I sure would love to show it to you. But we don't do that, don't we? We're a big bunch of liars. Hi, I'm a full-time agent. 2 hours on FUB in a month. You're not a full-time agent. You're a joker. This is a business. You're dealing with people's livelihoods. So don't lie to them. Tell them the truth. Hey, this is Doug. I'm president of a car club. Love driving around California in Corvettes. And hey, I see a lot of real estate. And I was thinking about you. I just parked my car, and I was thinking about you when I parked my car. And I saw this property, and I think it's really great for you. Now, first of all, if you put that in a message, is that personable? Yes. Is it honest? Yes. Is it words? Yes. If words are so powerful, why did you stop listening to me 30 minutes ago? Why did you put me in the background? Why did you mute me? If words are so powerful. What you see is extremely powerful. So roll this, would you? This is something that Vivian did in LA. Watch this.
Hi, my name's Vivian Ayala with the Warburton team, Zillow Premier Agent here. Super excited to meet with you. Let's tour, let's talk. My number is 714-276-8925. We also have a support team available 24/7 for you. Let's connect.
I love that. It's very sweet. It's very kind. Now, I'm going to address something really fast. And you know what? It's funny. I'm just going to say this very, very fast. In Greek mythology, yes, I'm a geek, live with it. In Greek mythology, you have the gods, and the gods would just do different things. Like one girl, I'm not going to go through the names, she had a guy who was a suitor and loved her so much, and he'd never leave her alone, never leave her alone, never leave her alone. Any girls here ever experienced a man like that? Let me see a show of hands. Girls, have any of you ever had a guy never leave you alone? Oh my gosh, nobody. We need more attractive girls on the team. No, I'm teasing. Yes, they never leave you alone. So you know what she did? She prayed to the gods that they would stop this man pursuing her. And she was out in the forest, and she prayed and prayed and prayed for the gods to stop this man from calling her.
To get her away from him.
To get her away from him. And she stretched her hands up in the air, reaching out to the gods. And as she did, she turned into a tree. A laurel tree. And that's the history of the laurel tree. And he was so in love with her, he embraced the laurel tree.
He lived in the forest with the laurel trees.
So what I'm saying to you is this.
She was away from him.
I'm saying to you is this. You're saying your follow-up isn't working, and I'm giving you the answer, and you're praying to the gods, sorry for the analogy, that please don't tell me I have to do video calls. Okay. Okay. What I'm going to do is, and girls, what you say is you don't have your face on. Oh, God's in the sky, I don't have my face on. I can't do what Andrew said, even though I know every statistic in the book says Andrew's right, but I really don't listen. I do it my own way, and I'm not going to do it because my face isn't on. What I'm going to do is after 7 days, the gods are going to reach down. You're going to wake up in the morning, look in the mirror, and you're going to have my face. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Then I'm going to give you 7 days to do video calls, And each time you do the video call, your face will be restored. How many of you would immediately do video calls? See, it's fear of loss, isn't it? So what I'm saying to you is this. Guys, girls, I don't care if you got your face on. I don't see a girl in the room without a face right now. All people want to see is that you're real. Look, you just got out of the shower. You don't have your face on. Please cover up first. Otherwise, it's inappropriate. But just quickly say, look, just got out of the shower. Sorry, my hair is a mess. I saw on my cell phone that there was a great property for you. I wanted to let you know.
I would never do that. I would never do that.
Or, look, I'm sorry, I just got back from the gym. Here we go, girls.
Okay,
I just got back from the gym. I'm all hot and sweaty right now.
oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, I would never do that. Andrew Warburton.
I knew this was
But instead, it's like, oh, I got to get my face on. Listen to me. Listen to me. You've all got your face on. The more perfect you look, the less believable you are. Just be real. Now, the second week that you don't do this, you won't get my face anymore. It's even worse. You'll get Danny's face. So, like, I'm trying to have fresh out of the shower. Oh, dear Lord. So, look, the point I'm trying to make is in a friendly way. I want you to convert. You see a lead looking at property. Tap on the blue. Tap on the plus. Tap on record video. Send a quick video. And people will respond 100 times more, okay? Let's incorporate that into our follow-up. So these are lots of asides I've been gathering and thinking about while we were in Europe. Do we at this point have any questions? Anything from hub leaders that I'm missing that you want to bring up? Everybody's nodding that they're good right now. Any questions from anybody? Blake, Mike, buddy, please. Yes.
I would say, just to add to what Andrew's saying, this could be an excellent way to re-engage clients too that maybe have ghosted you, because it's easier to ignore a text message. It's a little harder for them to ignore when they see a face speaking to them. So if you have some clients you've been nurturing, they just haven't been responding, maybe a video text like this could be personable and it could prompt them to respond because they see that you took an effort to get on camera and send them a message, so they can most likely take that effort of at least a reply like, hey, I've been busy, thank you so much, whatever. So I just want to add to that and say, hey, this could also be part of your nurture and follow-up for the ones that have ghosted.
Frank. We just got questions going in the room here. Guys, if you have questions for me, please reach out right now.
Just a quick question. Is it possible to see, for the agent to see the analytics of the video message when it goes out? Like how many seconds it was viewed, how many times it was viewed?
I'm going to be totally honest with you. I don't know.
It should. I mean,
Jenny, could we find that out,
right?
love?
Because
we'll find out.
Because I believe FUB uses BombBomb, right?
No, you can integrate BombBomb, but FUB's video tech is...
It's their own
in-house.
proprietary tech.
Yeah.
I see.
It's a great question. And, you know, that app does show you how long it's been watched.
Correct.
The thing is, if we tell agents now you got to download another app, you got to incorporate that app in FUB, but they won't do it.
No.
So we're trying to integrate everything into simple systems. You use FUB, and you jump on Spearheads, and you go to boot camp, you're going to make money. That's it. Right? Okay. Great questions. I want to give a quick update, by the way, on this. By the way, how many of you are learning today? Is this beneficial to you? Can I see a show of hands? Yes, beneficial. I want to give you an update on listings and Lux. In the month of July, and this is a crazy statistic, in the month of July, we received 59 leads over $1 million. 59 over $1 million. 30 of those were over 1.5 million. Some were listings, some were buyers. And I'm going to be totally honest with you right here. We are, I would even use the word anxious to know who are the agents who are really like, I'm sorry about ego here. I want to be like you, Andrew. I want to learn as much as I can. I want to be as big as I can. I want to get bigger than you, and I want to buy the Warburton team. Those are the people we're looking for. So the reason we have Lux and Aspire is that we're looking for agents. And there's great agents who sell on our team. And I'm going to make a confession to you right here. Listen to this. So I've sold, I don't know, roughly 3,000 homes. My best year ever, sold 312 homes in a year. But I would tell you, most of my career has not been luxury. I made a decision early on. I wanted to sell to middle America because it's always ticking over. Whereas luxury can peak and then crash, and then peak and then crash. But I knew that everybody needed to make babies, and they're not going to do it in public, so they need to buy homes. That was my philosophy from day one. Murrieta's building breeding boxes everywhere because that's the way humanity continues. So it's just the way I see it. It's just the way I see it. It's the way I see it. You're not allowed to do it in public, so you build breeding boxes. They're called apartments. So what you do is, I focused on middle. Now, if somebody came to me and said, I got a $4 million lead in Rancho Santa Fe, can I tell you something right now? I would be bloody nervous. I've sold more homes than the entire team put together in 3 years. It's crazy. So we're really focusing in on this. We had, I think, 14 people join Sarah and I in the Lux presentation. I tell you, I sat there and half of it, you know me well. You saw my jaw, got that old Englishman look. I was looking and going, holy cow. And I was seeing presentation and style, and you get my point. We need to know who can really do this. Who, if we send you a $4 million lead, is actually going to go out and drop off something at their house? Who's going to call more than once? Who's going to send a video like this? Because then it gets assigned, and I go, okay, let me have a look at that agent. I want to look at their last 10 leads and see how many video calls. There's no video calls. I'm like, crap. We just gave them a $3 million lead, and they're not listening. So we're just looking for the people who really want. Look, those of you who want to tick along, you need to pay the bills. Great, you're welcome here. But this is a different discussion now. So that those 59 leads were roughly $84 million worth of business. And we just need to know. So what I've done is I've taken the $99 monthly fee off Lux. If you haven't done Lux before, you are going to have Sarah mentor you through that transaction. Like we just listed one for, I think, 2.8 million up in Santa Clarita area, 3.2 million. And I think there's another one coming up. You'll see, we're going to stack them up. We want the agents to benefit from this, but we really need to know, are you using our presentation? Do you have that presentation crisp folders? Are you going to show up with your car clean? What are you going to say? How are you going to price it? We need to know that. So the Lux Aspire presentation happens every 2 weeks. Sarah covers most of Lux. I cover Aspire. We go over all the nitty-gritty about what you do when you first walk into the home. How do you convert that listing lead? How do you not do a beatback? How do you list it on the spot? We do all of that. We need to know. There is still a fee for Aspire, $49 a month. All of our Lux leads and the Aspire listing leads are going to go to those groups. We need to know who you are. So, Lorena, please bring up the QR code again. It's behind me. Thank you. Please go to the QR code, and if you're interested in learning Lux and you're going to show up, please, yeah, you can always speak. Just come grab a microphone. You don't even need to ask permission, brother. For goodness sake, we're partners. Please scan now to apply for Lux and Aspire, and make sure that you're there because, yeah, you get it. That's it. I'm done. Yes.
So my question is, I know 3 agents that are doing luxury outside of EXP, and I want to recruit them. If they're experienced, do they still have to go through this program?
No. What we'd like to do is have them in there because they participate in it. It's an hour and a half, 2 hours every 2 months. Excuse me, every 2 weeks. Yeah. We'd like to have them participate in it because here's the thing, right? I need to know who they are.
Yeah.
But do they? I would suggest that they register for it.
Yeah.
And that they participate as much as they can in the company. We just need to know them.
Yeah. There's one that I want you to meet and
great.
sit down with.
The
Yeah.
problem we've had is we've had agents come and go, I'm this and I'm that and I'm this and
Right.
I'm that. They have no relationship with the company. They don't put TWT on anything they do. They go, give me a lead, give me a lead, give me a lead. And it's just not our corporate culture. So if they want to be part of a team that's going to bury them in leads, yes, but we want you to participate. When you do a social media post, put on there the EXP TWT logo, not just the EXP logo. Let us know that you're part of the culture, and we will treat them with great respect. It obviously qualifies them for the leads right away.
Yeah.
Just participate. Is that a good answer for you?
Great answer.
Yeah. We're not looking to be dominating or condescending. We just need to know.
I just didn't know. I haven't brought up this.
Yes.
Because I wanted to talk to you first before I try to reel them in.
100%. 100%. We will treat them with absolute respect. We absolutely must find more luxury agents right now who can handle leads north of $1 million. Okay? I mean, did you just hear what I just said? The whole industry is distressed, and we're like, we got a major problem. We've got too many $1 million leads. You understand my point? Right. All right. So, look, I'm watching the time. We have some important announcements that please do not miss in the last 15 minutes that Annette is going to share with everybody. I want to share with you a couple of things right now. I want to ask you a kind question. Would you do this for a minute? Those of you who are online, would you for a minute, unless you're watching this by your phone, put your phones down for a minute. Just close up your laptop for a minute and hear these thoughts I have and ask yourself, Andrew, how does this apply to me? We just came back from this fabulous trip in Europe, and I'm going to show you a few things to move your mind a little bit, okay? Your life is as big as your vision. Your life is as big as your vision. Play the first reel. That's one room in somebody's house. And you want to get granite countertops? That's the smallest chapel. Is it really? Uh-huh. So when you walk in, where does your head go when you walk into somewhere like that? It's about 80 feet up in the air. Yeah, totally. Now, what's very interesting is that now a lot of this design is Renaissance. A lot of design that I'm now going to show you dates back to the Greek Empire, which was 300 to 400 years before Christ. That's how long art has been out there. So, "2,000 years before the first cabin was built on the east coast of the United States, this was built. 2,000 years before.
That's just the top floor. That's not even the first floor.
No, this was built. I'm going to show you the second video right now. Oh, actually, this is a different one. I'm sorry.
That's like
This was 700 years before the first cabin in America. Right there, look at it. Listen to that room. 30,000 people a day walk through that room.
Jonathan and I squeezed up in the front.
Go to the next one. Look at this. Go to the next page.
Yeah, my neck hurt after.
I want you to look at this painting right here. You see, I'm a pretty large guy. Look at the scale. Look at the scale. So I understand you just went to the home store and got a good deal painting at $39. This was painted roughly 700 years before anybody landed on the shores of continental North America. 700 years before. Does it in a way make you wonder, how does that happen?
700 years before. In the middle is a church. It's one of the first churches we went to, called Sacré-Cœur. Common, if you're a Catholic, you know it's the Sacred Heart. Sacré-Cœur was built about now 150 years ago, where they've said prayers for world peace 24 hours a day for the last 150 years.
In France.
On the right-hand side, this cathedral burned, as you know, 10 years ago or so, has had a phenomenal restoration project. By the way, unlike American architecture, which is all molded plaster, everything that you see is hand-carved stone. The foundation of this cathedral was laid over 1,000 years ago.
It's Notre Dame.
It's Notre Dame on Ile de la Cité. Absolutely magnificent. Do we have another one? Now I want to bring you up to date. Any of you like to go shopping? Home Depot, all that stuff. Quick trip to the mall, you know.
TJ
A
Maxx.
few things from TJ Maxx. Well, about 140 years ago, a gentleman decided that he wanted to build a shopping area that impressed the world. And so he devised something called a double dome concept, where he built a dome within a dome, so the outer dome protected the inner dome, and he wanted to build something the world would marvel at. So he built a shopping mall that looks like this. Click the second one.
Oh.
Still.
It's on
So-
the rooftop, actually, next
Why
to
would
the
I
dome.
do this? Why would I do this
We
in a
went
real
there
estate
too.
meeting? I'm going to give you 4 things I'd like you to write down in an Apple Note that I'd like you to think about how you think. First one is this. Think major, not minor. Why did all these people build this stuff? By the way, you'd be amazed how many people, maybe not quite our age, but certainly in their 40s, 50s, some in their 60s, started to build some of this stuff. You know why? It's because they thought major, not minor. Humans, when you look at the history of humans, were essentially foragers at the beginning. And I know you went to American school, so you don't know what that word means. So put it into Google, F-O-R-A-G-E-R. And a forager is somebody who just gets enough wood and enough food to cover their bills and feed themselves for the next 30 days. You're a forager. Now, you go, Andy, you don't know what it's like to be a forager. No, you don't know me. But when you're a forager, if you think major, not minor, every day you're foraging, you think, how can I just keep 1% of what I'm foraging so that a year from now, I don't have to forage anymore? Now you're building. But only the people who think major, not minor, can change. So I want to give you a challenge. Think major, not minor. It's not just a matter of how much money can you make on a split. It's a matter of how many times can you do that? And how many times will you do that in 2 years? And how many of those clients will respect your professionalism enough that they will come back to you? And how much structure are you building so that you can build yourself a company rather than a job? You're thinking major, not minor. If you're married, it's not about winning the argument. If you win, you lose. Every argument you win with a woman, you've lost. It's about the long play. Does that guy come home and his heart beats when you walk in through the door? That's major, not minor. And do your kids have marriages that are same? That's major, not minor. I failed in a lot of that. Major, not minor. Talk about divorce and all the divorce clients. Talk about people who focus on minor, not major. Hey, it's over. Get over it. It's over. Get over it. She's got another guy. It's over. Whether she was with him last night or you filmed a video to show your child. Think major, not minor in everything that you do. Think major, not minor. You have to deal with minor, S-H-I-T, but it's the major thinking that changes a man. It's a major thinking that builds Galerie Lafayette. It's major thinking that builds Notre Dame. It's major thinking that builds Sacré-Cœur. It's major thinking that Caravaggio. Major thinking that Galileo. We saw Galileo's burial place. It's major thinking that says there is life beyond where I'm at and I want to go there. You want to be in the Warburton team? Major thinkers do well with us. Minor thinkers take off. Because we have enough money, we don't need to listen to your shit. We want major thinkers. Second, first one was major, not minor. Second thing, look up. Strongly encourage you to write this down. Next time you're all got your knickers in a twist about something, look at these 4 things. And the second piece is this, look up. Now, you have to understand that when Versailles was built, there was one common element with every European city. Do you know what it was? If any of you online knows, tell me. When Versailles was built, by the way, it was a hunting lodge. When it was built and it became that huge palace, what was the one common denominator between all European cities? Do you know? The stink. Did you know that? Every European city was exactly the same. Why do I say this? Did you know that now, by the way, we're very intrigued by this, and we're looking at property in France, but all over France, you can find chateaux. And we're in the remodeling business, and you can remodel those chateaux. So it's another thing in a mission in Andrew's life. But they're all in the middle of the country. Do you know why that is? Why a chateau in the middle of the country? I mean, you're talking in the middle of the country. Why? It's the only place they could get away from the smell. And diseases. And disease. And so if there was a disease in the city, they could go out to their chateau, hunker themselves down, nobody was allowed in, and they would survive. But it's not just that. You could go to your chateau, and you were away from the stink. Foreign visitors have documented, when they visit from other countries, of the stink of Versailles when they went to that beautiful palace. Because if you bathed and got wet and it was chilly, you would get pneumonia, you'd die. Catch a cold, you would die. Now, what's my point? Society smelled so bad at the time that Caravaggio and Michelangelo, when they were making these fabulous, impactful creations on humanity. It smelled so bad. And you walk down the street and somebody would throw out, a poop on the street, because that's how it worked, right? And a lot of the people who were poor, who were living out in villages, were living a very difficult life. And so the people who were smart went, you know what? Let's get everybody to look up. Because if they look up and they're inspired, they'll do what we say. So they built all the churches tall. They put the windows up high. And I've seen more painted ceilings in Europe than I've seen in any other part of the world. Why? Because the nobility, the church, the Vatican all wanted people to look up. Because When a man looks up, he can deal with what's right in front of him. And when a man looks at what's right in front of him, he can't handle it. You tired? You're looking at what's right in front of you. So the key is look up. What is your vision? How would you paint your ceiling? Maybe it's enough for you. Husband, 2 kids, 3 grandkids, a boat, and a Sea-Doo. Great. So now if that's what you're painting on your ceiling, when somebody comes up and they're going to fall out of escrow, you approach it with a different mentality because you're looking up at something bigger. You're not quibbling. The things that people quibble with us about, I just got my payment statement. It's $75 less than I thought. Wait a minute. We just sent you 700 leads because their vision is as big as their assets. Your vision is your asset. Your biggest asset is your vision. Paint your ceiling. Paint your ceiling. God's not going to paint it for you. So look up. Right now you're thinking about how do I get my leads so I make money so this works with this team. I want you to think beyond that. What am I going to do when I've got so many leads? I built my conversion systems. I've got 3 people working for me. How am I going to scale that so I can do that in 4 different cities? And when I'm in 4 different cities, how can I collaborate with Andrew and Annette and my hub leaders and everybody else that I can start something like the Warburton team and build that in 10 states? Now you've painted your ceiling. No, we don't understand, Andrew. I've got bills. You think I've never had bills? So when you see this beauty, think about major, not minor, and you will deal with minor in a majorly impactful way. When you do your day-to-day, look up, not down, and not at what's right in front of you. And if you do, the inspiration you have will drive you to deal what's in front of you much more effectively. Third thing, put down, what do I know? What do others know? And what did people know before me? Write it down. What do I know? What do others know? And what do people know before me? We are obsessed with what we know. You know how I know that? Because every time one of you comes to talk to me, including my son at 16 years old, he wants to tell me what he knows. Particularly at 16. They want to tell you what they know. And of course you listen. But the more somebody tells me about what they know, the more I realize they're not hungry for what they don't know. The more somebody wants to tell me what they know, the more I realize they're not hungry for what they don't know. So when we saw this beauty, I was humbled. And I thought, you know, I know a thing or two. But look at this. Look who knew all this 2,000 years before I even existed. And look at the 7 million people a year who will come to this one museum 1,000 years after I exist. Does everybody get this? I really hope you get this point. The point is, there is so much knowledge out there that you can gain. There are countries to visit. There are missions to explore. There are structures to build. Isn't it curious that nowhere in the continental United States does one single building like that exist? Now, I can tell you why. It's because the vision was revolution. The vision was to rebel against this, so why build it again? So now most of what's built here is huge glass domes to prove what? How much money we have. This was to prove what? That there's something higher than any money you can own. Now, is that putting down America? No. It's just a fact. Find that in America. Well, Andrew, you know, this was built, so l'Opéra was built 130 years ago. So we were 120 years into American history at that time. Sacré-Cœur was built 120 years ago, carved out of stone. because the vision was different. Here, the vision was revolution. There, the vision was art, this omnipresence, and so on. So I'm asking you, it's not a competition between Europe and America. I'm just giving you geophysical fact. What's your vision on this team? And why? And where next in terms of your development and evolution? So when you think of great things like this, think major, not minor. Look up, not down. Think about what you know and what others know around you and learn from them. And I've got the last question, I'm going to shut up. Here it comes. You ready? How big is your box? How big is your box? How big is your box? So I'll give you an example. My son, who I love, has a young lady who he's very fond of. She's highly intelligent. She's going to be valedictorian this year at Linfield. She wants to open a medical practice. And I said, Jonathan, the reason your dad works 70 hours a week is not for you to be enthralled by somebody who can open a medical practice, because why I want you to think and why I work my tail off and why we've built our trust and our legacy for you is this. That I want you to think, how can I build a nationwide chain of hospitals with 6,000 people like your girlfriend opening medical practices? How big is your box? I want to be the #1 realtor in Temecula. There are 19 arrondissements in Paris that are bigger than Temecula. Is that as big as your box is? How big is your box? Now, does big have to be big? No. Just know how big your box is. I like little boxes, Andrew. Great. Be happy in your little box. Don't expect me to live there with you. How big is your box? When you say, Andy, my box is massive, say, great. Now let that big thinking come down from the ceiling into your daily existence on TWT. I'd like to invite my wife to come up and chat for a minute, okay? I appreciate every one of you. How many of you learned something from me today? I hope you did. Yes?